Hi, this is the part 13 of ArcNLET training video. Although I don't want to hit the number of 13, but I think I have to add this part of training video to explain the units of variables using ArcNLET v3. So if you recall from previous videos, ArcNLET v3 has two components. One is Vismod for window zone modeling, and the other is for ArcNLET v1 for groundwater modeling. For all the units in in Vismod, we fix the units. Essentially, if you look at the manual of or interface of Vismod, you see all those variables. There is no unit associated with it because we fix the unit of Vismod. And so in the page 34-4 of the Vismod user manual, we have this table. And this table lists the units of all the variables using Vismod. And for units of input variable, you can find out from this table. And units of output variables, essentially, there are only two outputs from Vismod. One is concentration of ammonium, the other is concentration of nitrate, and they have the unit of milligram per liter. But let's start from the inputs. When we talk about units, Vismod use the five units. One is unit of length, and so here the L in the square bracket means a unit of length, and here unit T for time, M for mass, T for temperature, and concentration, that's a derived unit, is mass per volume, that's mass per length to the cube. Right, so in Vismod, the length unit is centimeter. Here you see centimeter everywhere, and the unit for time is day, and you see day here. And then the unit for mass is gram, and you see here we have the mass is a soil bulk density, that's for gram. But for concentration, the unit is mass per volume. But here we use a milligram for the unit of mass because when people report concentration in literature or measure it in the lab and report in the lab reports, they use the units of milligram per liter or ppm. So that's why for concentration, input concentration of ammonium and nitrate, we use a unit of milligram per liter. We're not even use centimeter for unit, we just use liter. And in our program, when we deal with different variables in the program itself, we convert all the unit to make sure all the units are consistent. And then the output unit for the concentration is milligram per liter, and this is what used as input to ArcNLET v1 for groundwater modeling. So I hope this slides explain clearly the concentration, the unit of variables we use in Vismod. And then let's talk about the units we use in the ArcNLET v1 for groundwater modeling. And we have a discussion in section 5.1 of the ArcNLET v1 user's manual. In ArcNLET v1, we didn't fix the units. It's not like in Vismod, the units are fixed. You have to use what we coded in the program. But here, we just say you have flexibility to use different units, but all the units should be consistent. So here is an example what it means being consistent. Let's say you use a meter for the length unit. Then you need to use meter for any variables whose units involve length. For example, you say I use meter for length, and then for hydraulic connectivity, the unit is length per time, and then the unit of length has to be meter to be consistent. If this one changed to feet, and this one has to be feet. So in the user manual, we have a table like this as a quick reference to help you to determine how you determine units. So here you say I have dm, my unit is L, and then I have let's say I use a unit of meter, and then I have to use unit of meter for hydraulic connectivity, for source dimension, for plume cell size, dispersivity. This is for unit of length, and for unit of mass, and A involves essentially three variables. One is initial concentration C0, that's M, and then input mass, that's M, and also the threshold concentration, that's M, right? And so you can look at the table, know how to use it. So essentially, it's very to use. So if you say I want to know the unit of one variable, you find out from the row, and then you want to know what variables have the same unit of this variable, then you look at those columns, and that tells you how to use the table. And if we go back to the ArcNLET user manual, you see here we have this unit notation everywhere. So if you look at this surface elevation, dm surface elevation map, that's a dm, and then we have square root L. That means this requires you a length unit. And this is hydraulic connectivity. You see this square in the square bracket, it's L over T. That means this requires the unit of length per time. And if something is not dimensional or dimensionless, say porosity is dimensionless, we do not put any unit there. And water table, of course, has no units. Well, it's just a location, right? And then you see here we do the same thing for all the variables in the Vismod. And one thing I need to tell you a little bit more, that's the unit of the nitrification rate. So that's the we call here decay constant. The unit is 1 over time. That's a per day. So essentially measure how much mass is lost per day. So it has a time unit here. So here is our preference. So we use the following units. For length, we use meter. Sorry, this is not centimeter. This is typo. For length, we use a unit of meter, and for time, we use a unit of day. So this one, and this is related to the output of ArcNLET. In concentration, we use a milligram per liter, and then you need a conversion factor in ArcNLET. For mass, it's a milligram, and then for concentration, it's milligram per liter. For load estimate, it's milligram per day, right? So that's a time unit. So I hope this slide or this part of video is short, but I hope it's explained to you how to use or specify units for the variables using ArcNLET. And thanks for watching.